What is up, guys? So we've got a giant ballpark deck profile for you guys. Before I get into this, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. This is such a fun and gimmicky deck, but I mean, considering how gimmicky and fun it is, it's super effective. But yeah, let's get into this. So I mean, the idea behind this deck really revolves around this one card, Giant Ballpark. So I'm actually going to start by describing that. So what this card does is, during damage calculation, if a player would take battle damage, you can make neither player take any battle damage from that battle, and if you do, send one level 4 or lower insect monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if you send a normal monster this way, you can special summon any number of monsters with the same name as that monster from your hand, deck and or graveyard. If a monster you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon one insect normal monster from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Giant Ballpark once per turn. So a lot to unpack here. And so I'll try and kind of paraphrase, but what this card essentially does is, when someone gets attacked, you say no attack, you basically negate the damage from that attack. The card will still go through, so if the card's going to die, it will still die, or if they were just going to crash, it will still crash. And then you can send the insect monster to your graveyard. Now, if you send the insect monster to your graveyard and its effects, nothing's going to happen. If you send one of the normal monsters, then you basically can special summon all of them from anywhere but the banished pile. So this is a really strong field spell. It just does a lot. And then on top of that, it also, if you have any monster you control sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an insect normal monster from the graveyard as well. So it's a really good field spell, and I'd actually say, guys, if you're ever playing against this deck, all you need to know is keep the field spell off the field and they lose a lot of their power, because that's probably the biggest thing. People don't realize just how strong this is, and this is what facilitates their incredible OTK power. This is, weirdly enough, such a strong deck at OTKing. I mean, it can put 6,000 damage on the field easily, very easily, and then you just burn them for game. So usually the play is normal summon any of the other insects, attack, use the field spell, and then you bring out 3 of these normal monsters and just punch them in the face 3 times. But yeah, this is such a good field spell. Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, let's move on. So we play 3 shiny black sea squatter and 3 insect knights. So these are just your normal monsters. You can play any insect normal monsters. These are just the strongest. Some people also play one insect monster that has slightly lower attack to synergize with Goku Pole for popping a card, but I don't think it's that necessary. It's not what you're trying to achieve in this deck. But that's how you play each of these, just generic insect normal monsters. They're also pennies, obviously, being normal monsters. Then we have Doomdozer. Doomdozer is a nice card because it special summons itself by banishing 2 insect monsters from the graveyard. Its effect doesn't matter. It sends a card from the top of their deck to the graveyard. That doesn't matter. That's not why you're using it. It's really just a free body, and it helps proc your resonance insects. Then we play a big kaiju package. So 2 Godala, 1 Gameciel, and 2 Kumongus. What's amazing about this is Godala and Kumongus are insects as well. So you can use them with Aztekapede, you can use them with Doomdozer, you can use, it's crazy that 2 of the kaijus are randomly insects, so that's why you play them. You can actually just play 3 and then play 1, you can just play no Gameciel and just play 3 of these and 2 of these, or the other way around. I just like having 3 different variants so that my slumber is always going to be live. But yeah, it's hilarious how the kaijus are insects as well. Then we have Aztekapede. Special summon it by banishing the insect type monster from your graveyard. If it inflicts damage, you mill a card. So again, the second effect is not why we care. It's just a free body on the field. Very easy to make rank 4 plays with this deck. This deck is insane at making rank 4 plays due to the field spell and because of cards like Aztekapede. And also you're going to be playing Mothman, which is another insect. It's funny, so many cards that are insects and you would have never thought about it. No one thinks about this type. But yeah, we have Danger Mothman. So again, this is just draw power and the ability to kind of put a free body on field. Then Retaliating Sea. So I play this at 3 in this deck. This card is insane. Now, you might know this card from like Shadow Farmer. If you don't, what it essentially does is, if your opponent activates a spell card that includes an effect that special summons a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, while face up on the field, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. And then when this is sent from the field to the graveyard, add an earth insect monster with 1500 or less attack to your hand, except this card. So this card is hilarious. It shuts down quite a few decks because just by virtue of them using the spell that specials a monster, you basically put Macrocosmos on the deck. So this is a really nice card. And then when it goes to the graveyard, it searches for you as well. So Retaliating Sea is a lovely card. This is usually the card I'll switch out after game 1 if I know that it's not going to affect them. But it is a really nice card to have, and it will win games by itself for you, because sometimes their turn 1 they can't do anything just because of this card, but it's great. Then we have the 2 kind of big the good monsters, basically. These are kind of like your engine, if you can call it an engine, really. But yeah, so you have Resonance Insect firstly. If this is sent from the field to the graveyard, add a level 5 or higher insect type monster from your deck to your hand, and then if it's banished, send an insect monster from your deck to the graveyard. So a standard card, just does a lot, to be honest. It's not once per turn, which is also very nice. Then we have Goki Pole, which is a very, very good card. So if it's sent to the graveyard, oh, and Resonance Insect has to be sent from the field to the graveyard. Goki Pole does not, it just has to be sent to the graveyard. So if Goki Pole is sent to the graveyard, add a level 4 insect from your deck to your hand. Then if you added a normal monster, you can special summon it and destroy one monster on the field with attack greater than that monster. So this is really good because it can search a card, or it can basically search and special and pop a card, which is really nice. So that's usually going to be the play with this card. You're going to send this to the graveyard, add one of these to your hand, special summon it, and now you can pop an opponent's monster for free. What's even better is that destruction does not target. We always like non-target destruction. So this is a really, really nice card. This is going to be the card you're going to be wanting to send to the graveyard and look for useful link plays all the time. But it's just a really, really nice card, to be honest. It's quite funny when you think about it. It's like bringing up this normal monster and suddenly they have to pop a card and your opponent's like, what's going on? It all happens at the same time, so they can't do anything about it, which is lovely. But yeah, Goki Pole's a really good card. And then after that, it's really just a lot of kind of going second staples and hand traps and things like that. So 3 Ash, 2 Droll. Droll can change. I like having Droll in this deck just because it's a good card. That kind of when it hits a deck, it hits it hard. So I do like go on Droll, but you don't necessarily have to play Droll. You can change that for a lot of other cards. Then we're gonna play Slumber, of course. Double or Nothing for the Utopia double package, and 3 Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine is busted, guys. If you're not playing Mystic Mine in a going second deck in this format, then I don't know, maybe you just want to lose games or something. But yeah, Mystic Mine is really busted. It's a really good card in this deck, and it's very easy to use. So yeah, that is the main deck. Then we move on to the extra deck. Now, insects have a few kind of unique cards, but in general it's really just almost like a rank 4 spam / OTK extra deck. There's nothing too special. So we have Insecta Picafina, which basically allowed you to search an insect from the deck. So what you're usually going to do is you're going to link summon this, attach Goki Pole to whatever card Goki Pole to whatever card you want, usually itself. Then you're going to carry on linking, then Goki Pole's going to search and special summon another card, so you can keep on linking up. So basically Picafina and Seraphim allows you to get into your sort of higher, if you were playing access code, for example, let you get to access code a lot easier. That's what makes it so good. But yeah, you can actually play these two and I think it's Link Spider or Imduck or something like that. You can play those link ones with Seraphim Papillion, then you'll summon one of these. So actually, let me explain the whole thing. So you'll go Insecta Picafina. Seraphim has a similar effect where it's link summoned. You can remove a counter from this card, special summon 1 level 4 or lower insect monster. So you'll summon Picafina, then you'll summon Seraphim. Seraphim's going to special summon another normal monster, then you go into Access Code Talker. So very easy to go into Access Code Talker with this deck. So let's get into the extra deck with this deck, guys. So we start off with Insecta, Picafina, and Seraphim Papillion. I'm going to explain these two together because it's basically almost like a bit of a kind of like rank up package you have almost. Not rank up, I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, yeah. When it's Insecta Picafina, when it's link summon, discard a card, target insect monster you control, equip an insect monster from your deck to this equip spell, and it gains an effect. So, and then you can shuffle 3 insect monsters in the graveyard, shuffle them into the deck and draw cards. So it recycles cards. It will special summon an insect. Search an insect from your deck. So you're usually going to attach Goki Pole to itself or to any other insect you have on the field, and that's going to easily allow you to kind of proc Goki Pole's effect, which is nice. Then Seraphim Papillion, which is really nice. Basically, when it's special summoned, you can remove a counter from this. You put a counter on this card for every insect you use as link material, then remove a counter from the card, special summon 1 level 4 lower insect monster from your graveyard in defense position. Now you can only use 1 effect per turn, which is kind of trash, but anyway, its effect is nice just because it's basically a free special summon of whatever insect you want in your grave, which is lovely. So these two cards are the only kind of like insect focused extra deck monsters. Everything else just generic. Okay, in second. So Mrs. Radiant, yeah, Phoenix package, Great Fly again. This is all just, I don't actually know I have Great Fly in this deck. Oh wait, no, I do know I have Great Fly. It's because of the draws. It's just random space, but yeah. Then you have Borrow Sword and Avramax. You can play Access Code as well, but this deck is cheap. One thing I like about this deck is it's very cheap, and so I feel almost, even putting Avramax feels a bit weird. I feel like this deck, I almost like want to play it and keep it cheap, because you just don't need expensive cards for this deck. This is the kind of deck you can pick up for like 20-30 pounds and then just kind of play for fun at locals and still dominate that local. So it's really, really nice. But anyway, yeah, moving on, we have Utopia Double and Utopia the Lightning, and this is again really just for that Utopia double plays going second. It's very easy to do in this deck. Cowboy for game, can't forget those memes. Dweller, Baguska, Tornado Dragon again. These are all just kind of generic going second cards, or sorry, generic rank 4s that are going to be good and dominate your opponent. They're not going to be able to come back, because a lot of the times you're going to end up with 3 or 4 normal monsters on the field, and then you can just link them off into whatever you'll need, and then next turn kill your opponent anyway. So yeah, it's really, really nice. So this deck is really, really strong in terms of main and side deck, has a lot of utility, does a lot, and it just doesn't have any sort of like high requirements as well. All you really need to do is get a giant ballpark in any monster on the field, and you can do so much from there. So the deck is really, really good and quite consistent as well, which is why I like it a lot. But it's a nice going second deck. Then for the side deck, again, very flexible. Always with the side decks, I always say the same thing. Just make sure you're looking at whatever tournament you're going and make a decision based on that. This side deck is probably not going to work for you if you just pick it into a random tournament, because you don't, I mean, it might not even be applicable by the time you're watching this video. But yeah, that is the deck in total. So Insects, it's a really fun deck, guys. Have a try, see what it's like. I'm sure you will love it. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.